You have to stop doing that. You're gonna mess your face up. Stop. Okay, since you wanted to make a debut, say hi to everybody. Say hi. I'm Spoiled King Paddington, and every time my mom gets on her computer or starts to work, here I come. Unless I'm humping, and there's that. You're not gonna talk? He needs a haircut. Anyway, I just wanted to come and do this story time. I think enough years have passed for this story time to come out and nobody to get offended or whatever. But if somebody gets offended, I mean, it happened. It is what it is. So hold on, your face is just terrible right now. So anyway, I lived in this apartment complex, and my son was he was in 8th grade, and so I used to work late. Not late, but later than he got off from school. So he used to come home, get off the bus, come, call me when he got in the house, let me know he was in here or whatever. And so this one person, sometimes like kids don't do exactly what you want them to do or what you tell them to do. And I remember being that age too. And I mean, I felt like I got away with a whole bunch of stuff that my mother never even found out about, but that's neither here nor there. But this particular time, like I always told my son growing up, and I still tell him, he's 19 now, but I always tell him, whatever you do, if you get in trouble, you need to tell me the truth because I'm the one that can help you. So as long as you tell me the truth, people, work is always trying to make you work. Anyway, I'm the one that's going to be able to get you out of this shit, whatever it is that you done got in trouble for. So you need to tell me the truth at all times. You know what I'm saying? Now, not saying that he always tell me everything. I mean, all kids get away with something over their parents that we don't know about at the time. But anyway, this particular time, he gets off the bus. He's supposed to have been calling me to say that, Mom, I'm in the house or whatever. But he didn't. He called me and was like, Mom, I got to tell you something. So I'm like, okay, what? He was like, this girl's mother's going to call you and tell you that I broke her phone, but I just want to tell you the real story. So he tells me his version of the story. And then, so I'm like, okay, whatever, stuff happens or whatever. So his story was that they got off the bus and they was, playing around, and somehow her phone ended up dropping. And then her mother called me later that evening. And she was like, yeah, your son broke my daughter's phone. And, I'm going to try to get it repaired through the insurance, through the phone company. And I was like, okay, well, here's what I think. I wasn't there and neither were you. So since both of our kids were together doing whatever it was they was doing, we'll go half on the repair. I felt like that was fair. Right. I didn't ask her how much the repair was or anything. She said she was going to call the insurance, the phone, whatever they had for their insurance phone, whatever insurance they had for their phone. She said she was going to call to see how much it was. I was like, bet, call me back and let me know and I'll give you half. She agreed to that. So I think another day passes and she calls me back and says, well, they're not going to fix it and I need to buy a new phone. So I wasn't doing that. I was like, okay, here's the thing. They're in middle school. And after this time had passed and I got a chance to talk to my son a little bit more and look in the phone to see the messages they was having and to see the pictures that she was sending, this was like they liked each other. They were playing around. I still thought it was fair that I cut the price in half to fix the phone. So I was like, well, if you find somewhere to fix the phone, I will pay for that to be fixed. But I'm not buying your daughter a new phone. But in my mind, I was like, okay, my son had an iPhone as well. And when I decided to let him have an iPhone, I was like, I'm taking the hit if he breaks it. I'm not going to call up another parent to have them buy my child another phone because it's his responsibility to make sure it doesn't break, just like I feel like it's hers. So, but I felt like I was being nice by cutting the price in half. So basically, since she said she wasn't going to go through the insurance company or whatever, I was not about to go back and forth with this lady because after we had the conversation about the insurance and me not buying another phone, my son called me one day, maybe like 2 or 3 days later at work or whatever. And if my cousin is watching this, she remembers me talking to her about this. But called me she called me a few days later, and we kind of got into it a little bit because I was like, as parents, we were not there. And we do have to be real about the fact that this is like a little lover's quarrel, because if you look at the messages that your daughter was sending my son and vice versa, I'm gonna need you to just take your L. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna make me pay for this situation when neither one of us was there to see what really happened. You got your daughter's side, I got my son's side. You believe your kid, I believe my kid. Let's just call it fair, cut it down the middle, and then move on. And so, mind you, I still hadn't asked her. I mean, I still hadn't told her I had a limit on paying anything. I was willing to pay half of whatever the repair was. But anyway, so a couple of days had gone by, and my son called me and was like, "Mom, um, her daughter is going around telling everybody that her mother's going to beat you up and this, that, and the other." And I'm like, son, you know your mother. Mind you, the lady didn't know what I looked like, nor did I know what she looked like. So the daughter was just capping pretty much. But I was like, this is how kids get their parents into stuff that they, that might not be good for them or whatever. Because had I been like a person with a mentality of, oh, well, I'm just going to believe what this was happening, and I could have just like went and tried to fight this lady. I wouldn't do that. But if I was ghetto or whatever, or had that mindset, I could have. But anyway, so long story short, I did a little research for her, and I was like, okay, you can get your phone repaired for $100. You can get the screen repaired for $100, maybe even a little bit less at the mall. It was a kiosk in the mall. So, but I I had already gotten like a money order for like $80 and I was like, well, I'll just give her the $80 or whatever. So we talked on the phone, and I texted her. We set up to meet or whatever, like somewhere in the apartment complex or whatever. And I did put on my tennis shoes because I don't know what this lady might try to do. But anyway, long story short, I get there and they're sitting in the car. I walk up to the car and they both sitting there trying to mean mug or whatever, until I was like, how you doing? I'm Demita, blah, blah, blah. And everybody was cool or whatever. And so I gave her the money order, and I told her that, unfortunately, I'm sorry that, this happened, but, I'm not going to, neither one of us was there. And I feel like it was just only fair for me to just give you half or whatever, because I really didn't have to give her anything in my mind. Like, a lot of people was like, I wouldn't give her nothing. I mean, I wouldn't have asked her for anything had my son broke his phone. So anyway, I give her the money order, and I tell her it's this kiosk in the mall. You can get it fixed, and here's $86 or whatever, and that's almost all of it. So you should be happy, free to go. Let your daughter leave my son alone, and don't call me no more. And so she was like, oh, I didn't know it was a place to fix the phones and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. And then we kept talking. And then she said her daughter always cracks her phone. That's why the insurance didn't want to fix that damn phone, because this wasn't the first time she broke that phone. I was like, okay. And so when I walked up, I was like, yeah, and don't let nobody touch your phone no more. Don't stop breaking your phone. Anyway, long story short, like, what do y'all think? Like, if your child was accused of breaking somebody's iPhone, would you pay for the iPhone? Would you pay for it to get fixed? Like, what would you do? Because a lot of people was like, I wouldn't have given her anything. So anyway, but I just thought it was funny because the little girl was going around school talking about her mother was going to beat me up. And my son was all like, my son called me to tell me. And I was like, she don't even know me like that. Like, what is this? What kind of ghetto stuff is this? Anyway, hey, Really B. Hey, Omega Man. But yeah, I thought that was really, really interesting. But I mean, he didn't have any more incidents after that. But anyway, so thank you guys for watching this crazy story time. If you have not checked out Relationship Entertainment Television, check me out over there. I have a show called What's Going On, and it's a bunch of other good shows on that channel as well. But mine comes on Wednesdays at 3:00. It's only like 15 minutes. And I talk about like positive stories, and I promote Black entrepreneurs, Black businesses. So it's always a new entrepreneur each week. And it's always some good stories about, what our brothers and sisters are doing around the world. It could be a celebrity. It could be a hometown hero. It could be, anything. So check that out and let me know what you guys think about that. You would have paid Really B? That's hilarious. I mean, I thought it was only fair to like for both of us to go half because neither one of us was there, and I don't know what happened. She didn't really know what happened. But later on, I found out, like maybe a year later, I found out that the girl liked my son, and she was upset with him because he's a nice little boy. He doesn't like, he didn't really know how to deal with situations like that, but he liked her friend. So he was being nice to her to try to get close to the friend. And she asked him to a dance, and he didn't want to go. He wanted to go to the friend with the friend. So later on, it came out that it was something else behind it or whatever. But I just thought it was fair to just go half. So anyway, thankfully I didn't have any other issues like that or whatever. Craig, you supposed to be working. Anyway, what else did I want to talk about? I really just wanted to do this live because I was scared to go live and I needed to just punch fear in the face and just do it. So this is my first like official live by myself. Well, I did one before, but it didn't turn out right or whatever. So this is the first like official live. So I'm excited because now I'm not a virgin no more. And maybe I'll think about going live other times. But like, I'm not really like Really B, you do a really good job at like turning on the camera and just talking. And I can't, if I focus on that when I'm trying to talk about a specific thing, I mess up. Like if you watch my videos, if you look at the relationship entertainment television, my show is named What's Going On. At the end of that show, I put bloopers in to show how many takes it takes me to get stuff right sometimes. But I guess it's only when I'm talking about stuff that I have to get the information right, like if it's an article or something like that. But for the most part, I don't want to be sitting up here saying and all of that. So I don't know. I guess everybody got to go through this. So anyway, but yeah. So this is the end of the stream. We're gonna go ahead and turn this off because I'm supposed to be at work right now. Shh, don't tell nobody. I will see y'all later. Like the video, subscribe, share, because I need you guys to help me get out there. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.